5. We're gonna have to run with it and be happy because I don't know, man. Yeah, because I look yellow and my face isn't yellow. My makeup isn't yellow. So this is very, very confusing and very weird and it's pissing me off. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video by your ultimate fave. Oh my god, guys, welcome back to the first video. No, it's not the first video that I did in this room in 2024. It's the first video that I did in this room solo dolo in 2024. And side note, I don't know what my videographer was doing with the settings on my camera, but I don't know if it's my camera or it's my makeup that's making me look a little bit more yellow than usual. Like, I swear to God, when I'm looking at it in the mirror, I look perfectly fine. And then I'm looking at my viewfinder and I know for a fact good sis don't look right. Just forgive me this one time because honestly we're doing this video and you know what time it is. But anyway, guys, welcome back to another video by your ultimate fave. Now if you are new here, you know exactly what to do. Click that subscribe button, make sure to comment, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and please, for my sake, stop skipping ads. Like, you know we can see when you do that, right? We can actually see when you do that, and it's giving embarrassimo, desperado, begging for some coins, which I don't need, but I'd like. I mean, come on, you guys are asking me to do this, you know what I mean? But for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by your ultimate fave. Now, happy World Margarita Day. I made a homemade margarita. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I did this on an Instagram live. I decided to have a nice margarita, something cooling. And for the past week, I think we've been having, we've been having a heat wave for the past maybe week plus. But I think things are getting a little bit cooler. Thank God my aircon in my bedroom is still really good. But the one in my dining room, I think I need to get it serviced because it just doesn't bang the way that it used to. And obviously, shout out to this brand, Practice Patience. It's actually a brand I found cosplayed. They reached out to me on Instagram. They also sent me a top of theirs. And I did say to them that when I do get a chance to film, I will definitely be wearing this. They did advise me not to eat with it, so no confession session, no mukbangs, so I'll probably change. But shout out to them. They're based in Sprayed in the same location as Jeans. Thank you so much for the drop, and I will definitely be purchasing more from them because there was a black one that I really liked. But anyway, without rambling too much, you guys know what time it is. It is time for the TV recap of The Real Housewives of Durban Season 4. Season 4! It's giving Zanzi for sure. Yeah. Like it's just, you know, Pezguayo. Now, mind you, I actually saw some of the housewives at the Showmax relaunch. I saw some of them. I got the opportunity to be a host, which you guys obviously saw. And let me just say, some of the housewives are really, really nice. I also saw some people from the Mommy Club. Some of the housewives are nice, but I know for a fact, without a shadow of doubt, I got a stank face from one or two of them. And you know what? Warranted. And also, side notes to all the other girlies who are now jumping on TV recaps. No hate, no shade, but if you aren't gonna tell it like it is, then don't bother doing it. Like, I've tried watching your recaps and there's just so much, like, I don't know if you guys are moving like there's red tape, but if you're not gonna tell the truth and you're not gonna be objective, then leave the messy videos to me. I've got it. All right, guys, so you guys know how it works with each TV recap. For the very first episode, because this is a new season and we've got new additions, I always do a character breakdown and I always share how I feel. Now, there are 3 episodes in. And this season 4 actually came with a lot of tea off the jump, right? So I've been watching for the past 3 weeks just to kind of gauge what was happening. I know that there were 3 new additions because Annie is no longer part of the season, or like the Real Housewives of Durban, as well as Mabusi. I haven't seen her in this new season, but I have seen 3 new additions that we will talk about, right? So without rambling too much, get your margaritas ready and let's talk about the ladies. First lady we're gonna touch on is Rishi. Rich Money Rishi. Hey, baby. Now, guys, let me be honest, Sirisha's always been in my top 3 favorite ladies. She's always been poised, put together, and she always tells things like it is. But from the last season, I saw a different side of Sirisha, man, that I really warmed up to, because now she was no longer allowing herself to be a pushover. Now she was telling shit like it is. I mean, side note, Sirisha is the richest one. I don't even know why she was moving like she needed like approval from the other ladies. But I will say this, new Sirisha, new rich money baby Rishi, I'm loving this. She's definitely kind of bringing a different side, something a bit more, there's something a bit more, like it's very, I'm not taking your crap lying down. Now, I'm sad to see that obviously the duo between Sirisha and Annie is no longer part of that, but we'll touch on Annie towards the end. I really just want to talk about the women who are present in season 4. So Sirisha is definitely still in my top fave. I think Sirisha has kept the energy very consistent, and there is nothing I love more than a consistent woman. Like, consistent in how you feel. You're not moving this, you're not flipping, you're not flopping. So she's definitely my top 1 actually for now. Yeah, Sirisha's still number 1. No, hey! We'll touch on that. The next lady that I really want to talk about is JoJo. Maria! Hey! Now you guys are gonna hate me for this. JoJo has always been in my bottom 3. I don't even know how or why, but JoJo always got involved in some mess season after season. But I really do think last season, I feel like each season that JoJo has come in, and that's from season 2, she's always had this kind of leading up to a moment where there was a very thin line between being disrespectful and it being laced with a bit of like a race card. You understand? I mean, the fight with Mabusi, and then the breaking of the glass last season, and kind of maybe somewhat almost potentially harming Nonku, and just kind of having these outbursts about her that made her very difficult to like. Because I can honestly say, this season, there was this part JoJo did in her confession, and she's like, oh, you thought I wasn't gonna come back? Sorry. I was like, exactly. I'm glad that JoJo's back. I think JoJo brings a very quirky side to her. I'm glad that she's actually kept it really cool, calm, and collected. For the first 3 episodes, I've actually seen JoJo more put together and more real than I would have in the other seasons. In the other seasons, there was a really build between a friendship with Nonku. It was kind of, you know, the break between her, Annie, and Sirisha, which I think really hurt her. But now that Annie's kind of gone, and now that the friendship little cliquey has broken off and JoJo is now her own individual, I can safely say without a shadow of doubt, JoJo's in my top 2. I know what you guys are thinking. Her confessionals bang hard. Harder than a porn star. Bang! So hard. She's making these quirky jokes. She's giving housewife. She's living lavish. And no, it's not her house. I've already seen her house on TikTok. I've been following it with my ghost account. I deadass thought these ladies were gonna block me. But you know what? For the sake of them not blocking me, I've been following your lives. Now, the last time I followed JoJo on socials, she was saying that she's not gonna come back to the Real Housewives. And to be really honest with you, I was kind of like really like, no, don't do that. Because I feel like JoJo is the one housewife who's actually living the real reality of being a housewife. She's uber rich. She's got a husband who loves her unconditionally. And I'm not gonna lie, season after season, Calvin keep getting finer and finer. I ain't saying nothing. I don't know. But Calvin just keeps getting finer with age. What is that? Yeah? Like, why are you aging like wine, Calvin? You should be aging like an avid, dog. Like, I mean, you were one of like the best. If any of you haven't watched my previous recaps, Calvin was one of the best, I think, if not martial arts fighters, or one of like the best fighters back in his day. He's actually known as Calvin the Butcher Robinson, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've forgotten all this information, but I did label in my previous recaps. So Calvin is rich, meaning JoJo was rich, meaning the life we're all aspiring is the life JoJo is living lavishly, without a care in the world. Baby girls waking up, going to the store, buying a McLaren, getting another tattoo as per usual, going on lives, painting, and literally being a housewife. And I gotta admit, I like it. I really do. JoJo? Joe, keep at it. You're making me really happy. I genuinely am warming up to you. Like no one's business. Like now I'm seeing JoJo without the whole overshadow of Annie and Sirisha and her wanting to be a part of that little friendship group and her being isolated. Now she's JoJo fucking Robinson. Get with the program, honey. JoJo's my top 2. The next person on the list is definitely my Nonks. Now, Nonku's been a long-standing member of the Real Housewives of Durban, so there was no way this kind of, this franchise could have continued without the OGs. And Nonku is definitely one of them. Season after season after season, Nonku has given everyone a storyline. From, fighting with Slee in the other season, fighting with Mabusi in the other season. Like, Nonku has just she's definitely been one of the main ingredients of what makes Real Housewives of Durban the best franchise that it is, right? So now, Nonku's obviously coming, rebranding for the 56th time. She's coming with her new body. She's looking good. I'm not even gonna lie, loving Nonku with the short hair. Nonku hasn't started any drama as of yet, but her confessionals are definitely giving shady. But then, what is a housewife if a housewife isn't shady? And I'm dying to see the kind of unfolding of her and RD, right? Have you guys seen that? She's touched on the fact that her and RD basically broke up, and she hates herself for even falling in love with a man like that, and she definitely believes there was witchcraft involved. Nonku, the rebrand is there, but the lying is consistent. The lying, Nonku. And it's always about like, I can never understand why people who are so kind of Christianity driven are always acting the opposite of that. Like for people who say, oh, God this, God that, you guys turn around and become the most evil, malevolent, malicious, close to Judas, but not that close. But you guys become the opposite of the people you guys claim you're trying to be. And now Nonku has pulled the Christianity card all throughout the seasons. She's definitely been a God-fearing woman. She's spoken about it time and time again, so we can't dispute that. But then, when there are other women who come into the group, like Amy Thompson, who mentions that, she's got, a calling, and that is obviously African tradition, right? Nonku's like, I gotta stay away from her. Girl. Nonku, you're inconsistently consistent when it comes to being the opposite of what a godly woman is. But only 3 episodes in, I'm trying to see where you're going with this whole relationship, right? So the next person I want to touch on is Slee. Now, Slee, we're not financially overstretched anymore, are we, babe? Now, here's the thing. Whether that house is hired or not, I need you to know, whether that house is hired or not, that house suits you in every way, shape, and form. I think Slee definitely came in as what was trying to be a good friend to Nonku, only to end up being the target and end up having her whole name smeared. But you know what I love about Slee? She took the whole financially overstretched and she ran with it. And if it is her new house, I am ecstatic. I am so happy for Slee. She deserves this. She's always been kind of like this cool, calm nature about her that I've always enjoyed. Through and through, I've always supported Slee. And I think Slee's maturity and her ability to kind of handle things objectively is what was making her so easy to love in the last season. But Slee, what's that? What's that? Ngena in the season, my Ungenwe yini? Slee, ungenwe yini? Because you are shading through and through. Mama, you calling people out. Mama, you bossing up. Hey, when you said let's have a silver party, Slee. Slee. I wonder what your full name is. Is it Slindiwe? Slindogule? Slindile? What am I right? Whatever your name is, this season, you have thrown shade. But you know what? I'm gonna let you have it because Nonku has come at you confessional after confessional after confessional, and it's time for you to get your leg back. And you better give it as good as you took it last season. No more Nonku and I used to be friends and my children, hey, fall off. All bets are off now. Now I need to see the shady Slee. Now I need to see slimy Slee. Now I need to see snaky Slee. I need to see those throws in the confessionals. It's already recorded, but... So in order of the OGs, number 1 is definitely still Sirisha, Rishi Bag. Number 2 is Joe. Number 3 is Slee. Number 4 is Nonku Nonks. And then the next lady that I'm going to talk about is Maria. Maria, you know what it is? I've clocked your tea, Mama. Come here. You use all these big English words to make it seem like you know what the hell is going on. And babe, you got some good ones, dildo in the wind and what, but yeah, I took my lips off and then I put them back on. Maria, sweetie, I think the only thing that I've clocked about you in the first 3 episodes that's pissing me off is that you're trying to play this good card like, oh no, I don't want to fight with anybody, I've tried to move on. But you've been shady AF, and then when you get called out, all of a sudden you're hurt, you're attached, things are sad, you want to cry. And it's kind of like, have a backbone. If you're going to say it, stand by it. You understand what I'm saying? I think for me, I think Maria has been comforted by the fact that her and Sirisha now have somewhat of a relationship, which is something she was begging for it. She was dying for it. Puja! She was dying for it last season with Sirisha. She finally got her moment. But even in getting her moment, I feel like Maria, I don't know. Time will tell, but time has already begun to tell. The thing about you is that definitely off the first 3 episodes, I'm not loving how you're moving. I think you're trying to convince yourself that you've got it all put together because you're using all these big English words. But when in actual fact, we're watching in the comfort of our homes, courtesy of ShareMax, $99 or whatever I'm paying. I don't even know how much they're taking out of my account. But I am still not seeing a changed Maria. If anything, I'm seeing a very slithery, slimy, want to play victim, throw shade on the socials, call JoJo hobo, turn around and say, I called you hobo and I'm sorry. That was real though. That was real. I'm going to give you dab for that. But everything else, oh, there's this friend of mine, her name is Angel. Then you turn around and say, I don't even know Angel. You're still in the bottom 5, babe. You're in the bottom 5 because I need you to stand for something. Stand for something, stand for anything, stand for anything. Just stand for something. But I feel like in the first 3 episodes, you've been a very flip-floppy. When you were being called out for making that statement on Instagram, you should have stood up and said, I did that. Yes, I did. You were crying there 7 years. Kanti Ruan says you guys have only been friends for a year. You're a liar, Maria. You're a liar. But I don't even know if you deflated your lips. I don't even know if you really even did that. You probably just said you did that, and then just to get the sympathy card moving, as if you didn't diss JoJo, as if you didn't call Ruan a dildo in the wind. Stop crying, grow up. Skantin. How? But anyway, Maria, all's good and well. The fact that you were able to sit JoJo down is enough for me. So you're still in my bottom 5, but maybe things will change. Who knows? And you look like you've got a storyline coming up there with your divorce that I'm actually dying to see the other side of you, because all I'm seeing is instigating, weird, planning husband parties when you know Joe's gonna bring Ruan. You're just being just a little like bottom 5. Bottom. Let's move to the newbies. Yo! Oh. The new women, the new additions are Angel, Zama Ngobo, and Amy Thompson. Did Angel tell her? Oh, Angel and Mallela, right? Now, Angel and Mallela is someone I've known on social media way before the Real Housewives of Durban became a thing. She was always one of like one of like the popular girls in Durban for just being beautiful, for having an amazing body, but for also just being an entrepreneur in her own field, right? I have to get that out there before you guys say that, you know, my recap is a bit biased. It will be not biased. I've told myself I'm gonna change. But I've always known Angel from a social media perspective. I was never friends with her or anything like that, but I've always followed her. And you know, she's a beautiful, beautiful girl. Definitely a very strong woman, a very sexy. I think out of the whole group, she's definitely one of the beautiful ladies in the squad. And yeah, that's what I know about her. I know that she comes from a family of money. That's what I've been knew about her. I don't know anything else about, you know, her whole business and clothing and stuff. I knew that she comes from a family of money, and I knew that she, you know, obviously works alongside her family. So it was a family business. That much I knew. I didn't know anything about the clothing and stuff. So with Angel, sweetheart, as the baby of the squad, as you've said, you know, because I wouldn't call you kid. Because I will agree with you that I felt some type of way when Zama said that. But come here. What the fuck are you doing? Like, uyenzani dog? Like, ibizwani ke le uyenzayo? Ngoba le uyenzayo inomfutha ngaphakathi. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something. And episode 1, I was team you, like, you know, supporting you. Yeah, Angel shouldn't be called a kid, because you know what? Angel was right about episode 1. There is a completely different connotation of referring to yourself as the baby of the squad and someone actively referring to you as a kid. I felt exactly what she felt. I felt like Zama came about it from a bad place. But now, ultimately, then viewing episode 2 and episode 3, I'm like, Angel, babe, I still love you, but I can't keep defending you like this because you're making it very difficult for me to love you right now. And I really want to believe that Angel is a very stand-up person from obviously judging the character that I know on social media. But you guys know how reality show is. There always is going to be that one villain. And Angel, without a shadow of doubt, from episode 2 at Maria's party, is the villain. The show villain, I may add. The next lady I'm going to talk about is Amy Thompson. Now, Amy Thompson is someone I've also known from social media as well. She definitely came out with that like guns blazing story about her ex-husband who was in jail. And from that point on, she was always known for, you know, definitely her relationships, and that's when I began to know her, to be really honest. Maybe she wasn't known for that, but she was also one of the very popular women in Durban. I don't really know much about her and what she does from a work perspective, but I do know that she was definitely in the it culture in Durban, right? Because she always knows all the it girls and stuff. I have nothing much to say about Amy so far because I feel like Amy joined towards the end of the episode 3, so we don't really know much about her. But off the bat, she seems like a fairly okay person. She was brought into the group by Slee. I really will reserve my comments as of right now when it comes to Amy, because we've only seen Amy addition to episode 3 at the end, and there's only 3 episodes out. So don't judge me for that. I have nothing bad to say. I'm very indifferent about Amy. I feel like she's bringing a very relaxed, low, calm tone, but coming in as a friend of Slee. She's one of the main housewives, don't get me wrong, but she's coming in as a friend of, you know, a main member. So we're yet to see how she responds to conflict, because in episode 3, I am very much dying to see how she responded to that. And then last but not least, where do I begin to talk about someone? I can't stand Zama, guys. And you know what the crazy thing is? When Zama first appeared, right? When she first appeared, I was like, oh, yes, yeah. She's gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Last number, bote. And I knew that her face looked familiar, but the shows that she had mentioned she was part of, I don't know if I had ever seen them, but her face was definitely a familiar face. So when she did say she was an actress and all that other riffraff, I knew that, this is a face I've definitely seen before. Off the bat, a gorgeous, poised, put together woman. Love that about her. She oozes a lot of she's like one of those women, when you walk into a room, you're gonna have to turn, and she commands the room. There's something about her that commands a room without her obviously overshadowing the other housewives, because she's obviously there as a new addition. She really does command a room, and I have to give that to her. She was one of the first women I drew towards in terms of the new women. Loved Angel, but I was enamored with Zama. Until you... From the bat, I felt like Zama has a typical Zulu persona, like a female Zulu woman persona. It's very standoffish. It's very, I'm not trying to be friends with you niggas. Like, I'm here to see what kind of friendship y'all have and see if this is beneath me or something that I'm willing to participate. That's the demeanor that I got from Zama off the bat. It seemed like this is her personality. She can't go now and go, no, she doesn't have to do that. But I guess from the confessionals of when Sirisha first had her event, the healing party, and she's like, fake, and stuff like that. Real, love that. She keeps it a buck, she keeps it 100. But there is something about her energy that is somewhat, I'm not gonna say off-putting, but it's condescending, man. Like and I don't even know how to say that without obviously not having a culpable reason for it, because this could really just be her energy. She doesn't laugh like us. She doesn't make a noise like me. She doesn't have to smile in everyone's faces to acknowledge people's presence. But Zama, like, just try, like you're on camera, babe. Try, like, you do this for a living. Try, like, I need to remember to cut. When I'm about to cut, I'm about now again at the back when people are changing in the changing rooms. The entire time. Understand? I love Zama, but I also really dislike her. I'm hoping things change, because even with the part with her sister, I wasn't sure, because initially, let's actually delve into it, right? Let's talk about it. With the first 3 episodes, we're gonna touch on the pinnacle points, because I don't think that we need to go through each and every single element. But in the first episode, the first thing that happened that brought the group together was Sirisha's healing party. And now Sirisha just wanted everybody to come together, to let bygones be bygones. I mean, we lost Annie, and you know, I was quite sad, but I will say that the addition of the new women doesn't make me miss Annie that much, and that's because I feel like the last season Annie was very guarded. Annie was very, very guarded. Annie did not want to be where she didn't need to be, and as much as I completely respect her for protecting and preserving her energy, it didn't help the cause to be on a reality show when you knew your heart wasn't there. So I think for Annie taking the decision to take a step back and say, you know what, this is not for me anymore. I've done my time. I respect that. There were a couple of situations that arise regarding her private affairs with her husband. So I kind of respect Annie for protecting her peace. I do miss the bond between Annie and Sirisha, but I think towards the last season, I saw Annie's smile die. Like, Annie, I've watched you from season 1 to season 3. On season 1, the person you were with the curls and the spunk and going to the club and dancing on the poles, to being just this really sad, like this really guarded, this really, you know, kind of, I want to be with my friends and my friends only. And little did I realize that I saw that, and it kind of hurt to see what TV or what people's opinions will do to you as a person. Now, maybe she didn't leave because of the bullying, but she did experience bullying, and Annie was the villain for so long that even the toughest person with the thickest skin would have taken that, and it would have affected them. So Annie leaving was tough, but I think more than anything, I understood. And I really, really hope, Annie, that life was good to you, because I think the Real Housewives of Durban took a lot from you. And let's be honest about that. Loving the new additions. I feel like with Annie being gone and the bond between her and Sirisha kind of being very infiltrated, it allows Sirisha to build relationships with the other women, which they didn't do last season. Let's keep it above. Last season was definitely a divide between Annie and Sirisha, between JoJo, Nonks, and then everybody else was just kind of in limbo. Maria was trying to see which group she wanted to be a part of. So Annie leaving allowed the women to kind of be themselves. First scene was with Sirisha doing a healing party where she felt like the ladies need to let bygones be bygones, operate from a place of peace, from a place of unity, and from a place of harmony, which honestly, I have to give it to you, Sirisha. I loved that concept. I did, because I felt like, you know, there was a lot of tension in the group. People did mention that I haven't spoken to this person in a while, I haven't seen this person, so we don't really know how this is gonna like play out, right? And when everybody came, Sirisha did mention something that made sense, that everybody is forgiving themselves. Hi, Bowe, Nasana. Forgive the person that hurt you, because you guys are busy in the confessionals talking about, yeah, when I sleep, when it's so, and you, JoJo, you did this to me. And now you're sitting there saying, I forgive myself for allowing myself to... We don't care. I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care. Like, we don't care. And Zama made a very good point with that when she was like, everybody's just forgiving themselves. Something about it was just very scripted. However, let's leave the concept that people are forgiving themselves, which I think was a whole lot of shit. It was some bullshit. Sirisha, you were right. It was a waste of your time. And honestly, if you guys are coming to the show to tell us that you forgive yourselves and not forgive each other, then you've wasted Sirisha's money, Sirisha's time, and that white lady who was doing the healing bowls wasted her time, because you guys aren't here to forgive each other. You understand? But then that's not essentially the pinnacle of what happened. The pinnacle of what happened is that throughout the course of the night, when everybody was reading out the cards, Zama and Angel were the two additions to that evening. Zama said, I'll go after the kid. And Angel said, I don't want to be referred to as a kid. Now, mind you, prior, Angel was like, as the baby of the squad, I'll go first. And now, I need you guys to understand the two different terms, the two different contexts, and how those things can be perceived differently. If I am sitting with a room of older women and I say, as the baby of the squad, I'll go first, there is no point where I'm trying to be demeaning to the fact that you guys are old. I'm saying as the child, let me just, you understand? Me referring to myself as the baby of the squad is not in any way trying to be demeaning to you. Now, the switch is when somebody else then refers to you as a kid. I'll go after the child, I'll go after the kid. I think neither one or the other would have been better, but I just think Zama could have said, I'll go after Angel, and she didn't. And that for me was the first red flag. That's when I knew Zama, tacky. Coming from a woman who acts very poised, you were very tacky in that comment. Now, here's the part that confused me. Now, episode 1, I was like, Zama, tacky, classless, like just classless. Like, wait again. In episode 2, it is then highlighted throughout the little conversations between people intimately that Angel kept referring to herself as a baby multiple times throughout the course of the night. And that, move it further, when Zama sat down and had a conversation with her sister at Zimbabwe, it then turns out that when Angel said, I don't want to be referred to as a kid, Slee then jumped in and Nonku jumped in to say, I was bambege, was Toby, right? So then it gives context to how it got to a point where Zama said, I'm going to go after the kid. Because initially from episode 1, I was like, screw you, Zama. I'm so sorry, like, screw you. You know what, as the baby of the squad, yes, you as the granny of the squad, yes, you can go after me, oldie. But then after the context then came to light, even Nonku acknowledging it at the pain session with her and JoJo, I was like, Angel, but also if you are around a group of women and you want to be respected as a grown-up, then you need to take a little bit of accountability for the fact that if you're going to go around saying, as the baby, eventually everyone is going to refer to you as that. I know this because I've allowed my low self-esteem to make myself feel like I'm less than for people that are actually underneath me, and then they start believing that they are above me, when in actual fact, you are right there. So sometimes how you position yourself in a group full of people will kind of determine the level of respect people have for you. And to be really honest, Angel, I was team you episode 1. But now in episode 2, when that little incident is given more context, you also then need to decide that if you want to be referred to or respected as a grown-up, as an adult, as a future housewife, then you gotta act accordingly, babe. Don't call yourself a baby, you understand? So there was that, and it kind of then gave context to why Zama referred to her as a kid. I still don't like Zama any less. Nothing's changed in my regards to Zama, because then what pissed me off even more in episode 2 is then when she sat down with Slee and Maria. Slee and Maria invited, Maria invited Slee and Zama to her house. Her beautiful house, by the way. And they started obviously kind of getting into the crux of, you know, this whole situation, the event. And Zama then mentioned that I think she was looking for a moment. And when I saw that in the end clip of episode 1, I despise Zama even more, because I'm just like, then what are you doing on a reality show? But then, now that it comes in, and Zama says that, she has a right to say that, but then for you to say that is also just like, you know, maybe it's because I don't like you, Zama. Like, I can't really defend you when I don't like you, because episode 3 has really solidified why I don't like you. Like, it's just... it's ridiculous. Anyway, then, okay, fine. Fast forward, Zama says she's looking for a moment, this, that, and the third. And then Angel then goes to a sip and paint with JoJo and Nonku. And that's when they obviously, Nonku then tells her like, hey man, I felt like you were going a bit too hard. But then JoJo's like, you know what? I like her for the fact that she can stand up for herself, which is something going up against housewives like that, going up against the original gangsters of the show. It's very telling of, you know, her personality, but also her brazenness, how brave she is. And you need to be brave in a group of women like that, but you also need to be able to a certain degree. You need to be able to know when you're just instigating some shit, and then know when you're actually defending yourself. And now this is where Angel, it then switched from you being a victim and having a right to go off, to then you being the instigator and looking for a moment exactly how Zama said you would. Because then you went and proved Zama right. Girl, it's getting harder and harder to defend you. Then Maria decides to, you know, kind of make amends with Joe in the second episode. I don't know if it was the second or the third one. But she decides to make amends with Joe, and obviously apologize and want to move forward, and, you know, still speak about how Ruan and her and their kind of, you know, friendship, how it ended really hurt her, and how then Ruan just kind of fled to the other side. You know what, initially last season I would have definitely said Ruan went where like the wind was blowing, where the fame and the fortune was blowing. But now when I actually look at it, you guys are actually not going to believe me, or you're not going to trust me, but I think JoJo is actually a good friend. I think JoJo is actually a good friend. JoJo's a good friend, guys. Because JoJo, I've been scoping your ass. I've been scoping your tattooed ass. And throughout the course of after last year and everything, when Nonku went to surgery, JoJo was there. Nonku and JoJo spent time together. JoJo invites them to her house. JoJo actually builds relationships with these women outside of the show, and you guys know I'm not lying. She's the only housewife who's done that. Only housewife who's done that. Tell the truth. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. JoJo's really shown herself for being a friend and a very present person in people's lives. And that's something we cannot take away from her. So now, when Ruan warms up to that kind of character, because Ruan also seems very sincere. Ruan doesn't like conflict. Ruan doesn't want to be a part of all this riffraff. When Ruan finds someone who actually cares for them outside of just being a purse and a gay bosom, then for me, I felt like, Maria, you don't strike me. You don't strike me as a proper friend. Like, you actually... I personally wouldn't be a friend. Like, I don't know. It has nothing to do with anything that you're going through. I personally wouldn't be your friend, because every single sit down you have with any of your friends, you're constantly belittling the other women in question. You're constantly calling out the people you don't fucks with, and you're constantly shading them. And if you were a better person than that, then you would have just let Ruan be friends with Joe and move on. I don't know if you now did that for the sake of the show, but you've definitely proven yourself. When Ruan said, I've only been to her house 3 times. Your 7-year friend that you cried tears for. Oh, baby, you performed. Oh, you performed. Bitch. When Ruan said that, and said, you know, I've only been to Maria's house 3 times. No, Maria, you don't strike me as a good friend. And I'm not even gonna lie. You strike me as someone who just needs a backup plan. You strike me as someone who brought Neil there so that you could have protection. You strike me as someone who generally doesn't care what's happening to you to your loved ones when it doesn't concern you. And now that's my issue with you. Because you are not only upset that Rue chose Joe, you're actually upset that they have a good friendship. That's what's bothering you. You actually thought that Joe was going to dump Rue like he's nothing, but in actual fact, Joe and Rue became close. And it sucks, but it's the facts. Deal with it. It's the facts. Like I really don't wish bad on you. I really don't. I don't wish bad on you. You know what, Maria? I think, you know, contextually you look and seem like someone who has feelings. I don't know about grades, but you look and seem like someone who has feelings. But I don't know if you're a good person, but you seem like a person, you know? But I think when it boils down to the thick of it, you planned that event, so you knew that Joe was going to bring Rue on, and then you still went as far as saying to the gays of our past and our present, like, I hate to say it, you're a bit of a loser, Maria. You're a bit of a loser. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for Neil. I feel sorry for Neil. I feel so sorry for Neil. Like, Neil, you're the stand-in husband. You're the guy who was replaced. You're the replacement. You're the substitute teacher. You're the backup gay. You're the gay who came there to defend your friend who is actually still in love with her ex-gay. Like, Neil, bro. Like, Maria, how could you? You're literally the backup gay. Like, you're the power. You're the inverter that they had to build because the electricity is failing us. The thing that we are paying for is failing us. Now we need a replacement. You are that replacement, and I don't even know how you missed that. But I know you know that. Because the fact that Maria even went as far as shading Ruan, who is casually living his best life with his new friend Joe, that should have bothered you. I would have been bothered. But then again, this is a reality show. We're here to bring drama. We're not here to bring real life issues. This isn't Iandla Fix My Life. This is us seeing what the tea is. I guess Sana. Then Angel instigated the fight. Guess Sana. Angel, what was up with that, babe? Side note, y'all saw one of my good friends Lungel on the show, right? Y'all saw Lungelo on the show, right? I'm not gonna touch on Lungelo yet because honestly, in that episode, in that moment, Lungelo didn't really say anything that was, you know, off warrants me burning you to the stake, you know? But it was kind of nice seeing someone who's very good friends with me being on a reality show as big as the Real Housewives of Durban. That's huge. That's insane. That's big league stuff. That's the things that we want to get on when we're rich and famous. So I think, Angel, you actually then proved to be the instigator of the squad. You really proved to be the villain of the show when you're like, what's the tea? And then you were very aggro, man. What was going on? Like, people are trying to like call you out. People are trying to question you. And you're like, I said what I said and see. Oh, this season's going to be messy. That was very messy. That was very uncalled for, Angel. Like, you took it too far, but I'm here to see how far you really can take it. Because you are giving me an opportunity to make money by looking at you. When you said, yeah, what's the tea? Neil, you've been shading. But Neil, you have though. But then Angel, also you relax. Like, it wasn't your place. Like, rest. And I said what I said. I said what I said. What are you going to do about it, huh? Nobody's going to do anything, babe. It's just the husband's tea party. Why are you whiling? You're ready for war. And the thing is, nobody's even trying to fight with you. This is why now Zama's in the clear and you near your end, the fatal end. But anyway, guess it's fine, okay? You caused that riffraff, which was really weird, and the woman just like side-eyed you, and then they looked at themselves on some, we should get some more housewives and less like stand-ins, you understand? Now you had that look as if you didn't drive a G-Wagon at home. Now people are looking at you as like, we need to stop getting the randos and the hobos and let's get more housewives. You understand? When I was on your side, I had your back through and through till the end. Alright, yeah, but last but not least, let's talk about Zama's party. I know this is a long recap, but it is 3 episodes and I probably should have capped it at 2, but whatever. Then there's the introduction of Amy, and then Zama decides to do her 40th at... at La Parada. What in the money laundering is going on? Why are there 56 La Paradas operating at once? Like, what in the corruption is this? Again, this band. But anyway, guys, this is so strong for Real Housewives of Durban. It was a long 3 episodes, but I really needed to share context on why I feel the way I feel about certain ladies, right? As far as we're concerned, episode 2 then flipped the script and then Angel became the villain of the show, right? Or so we thought, because episode 3 then sets things in motion about who is the villain. You understand? So from episode 2, I really didn't like what Angel was doing. I was starting to sway more to Zama to feel like, you know what, Angel, you are looking for a moment, babe. The question is, are you going to get that moment? We don't know. You probably might not at this rate, because the thing is, Angel, let's keep it a buck. You're competing with women who are dominating in their respective fields, whether it's being a housewife, a business owner, an entrepreneur. You are competing with women who have been in the game longer than you have in a while. And now you're showcasing your immaturity, and I don't even understand why, because you don't have to at this point in time. What you needed to do was keep it together. What you needed to do was check a bitch when you needed to check a bitch, and then remember to, you know, there's a saying I always hear, and I know you guys know it, but we've got 2 ears and we've got 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. And I feel like in this certain instance, Angel just went in guns blazing. And let's keep it a buck, Angel. I know you've been in the industry for half a decade, even though you don't know your accreditation sa contracta, which also gave me a side eye, because, okay, my parents are also in construction. So I was like, how you not know all of that? What's happening? Like, I also side-eyed you about that, but I do understand that maybe the construction side is more towards your father, and understandable, because it's the same with me. So I really don't know much, and I wouldn't even say that I do. That's the thing. But I think a little humility would not hurt you, because you're moving like you somehow are their equal, and you're not. And I'm not saying this to humble you. You rightfully deserve to be respected by these women. You've made it onto the show, but also remember who you're dealing with here. You need to really treat these women with the respect that you expect from them. But you're dealing with women who have earned their time in these respective spaces over the decade, if you've had half. So I just think you need to just try, man. Just try, just move different. Like, just don't be catty and bratty, because that's how you're coming across. Even though you want that respect, you're being catty about it. It's weird. Apparently the theme is peacock. I really do think some women really stuck to the theme. I think some women obviously didn't try hard enough. Like, I really liked, I liked Maria's outfit. It had feathers. I loved Nonku's outfit. Oh! Okay, side note, all the women are slaying. Even JoJo. Like, JoJo's body looks good. JoJo is JoJo. Her sense of style has always been laced with a whole lot of spunk. So whatever JoJo wears, she's actually pulling it off, and effortlessly well, might I say, might I add. And you know what I love about JoJo? She's richer than 90% of the women there. But then she still dresses in regular clothing that suits her body structure. All the other women are really dying to wear brands and wear this and wear that, Balenciaga and what. Obviously Nonku Nonks being one of them. But Nonku, baby, oh sweetie, you're stylish. You're stylish! Stylish! The ladies are looking so stylish. Especially Nonku. Nonku's winning in the style department. She's winning. Zama, like, she's dressing really well for her body, but I'm not too sure about, you know. But then in terms of her theme was a bit too vague, but when I heard peacock, I heard feathers as well. So I really liked Sirisha's look. I think it suited her age and it suited her body. I really liked Nonku's outfit. That was the one that was so memorable to me. And Maria's outfit was memorable because her and Amy Thompson ended up wearing one outfit. Everybody else, I just kind of got lost in the days. Like I didn't really remember what anyone else was wearing. Zama hosts this party. Everybody arrives. Oh, Angel was wearing like a sparkly green dress. That was fine. It wasn't her best outfit yet, but with time she'll do better. I mean, she's got a clothing design company, so I would have actually expected Angel to be the one at the forefront with the designs and the styles and the different things. Her outfits have been very, very like basic to me, and that's okay. She's young, so that's what suits her body type, and that's fine. So then the party then starts. Okay, people are like, hey, this is Amy Thompson, wap wap wap. Amy Slee's friend, that's all nice and dandy. But then the part that obviously struck everybody haywire was when, throughout the course of when they were talking and then Zama tried to cut her cake. And then whilst Zama was getting up and then preparing to, cut, people were talking about, oh, someone asked Angel, do you have kids? And Angel was like, no. I don't know if someone asked her why or what was happening, but she then proceeded to mention that she is suffering from that fibriotic, what? I don't remember, girl. So then I was like, Aibo. Oh, no. My immediate response was, okay, so the immediate response from Naledi Mallela, Naledi M would have been, oh, I'm so sorry. Like everyone was like, ah. Now there was a different side of Angel. There was a real side. And this is something she mentioned in her, diary sessions. But then I was just like, but I didn't say that part until after. Once she did that, Zama was like, what? You going through something? Because Zama's also going through something very similar in terms of fibroids that she had to go under surgery for, which was also quite sad to hear and listen to. But then she was like, hold that thought. But guys, let's just be serious for a second, okay? When Zama said that, guys, it did not come from a place of ignorance. No, she was saying, Asibambe, because I want to talk to you about that. I think I saw the authentic response from Zama when she said that. I didn't pick it up as her completely trying to sideline Angel, which is why, Rishi, when I catch you, right? Because I saw her face and she's like, wait, what? You know what? I want to talk to you about that. Just hold that conversation. Let me cut this cake, and then basically what I read from that was, let me cut this cake and then let me talk to you, because this is something that you and I share. I don't think anything in Zama's response was meant to be sideways. So do I think the ladies kind of really, probably. There must have been something that was said that was cut out of edit, because I saw Angel then go. So I'm just like, but guys, I need us to be honest for a second here. I don't think Zama's response was completely dismissing. I was shocked, obviously, when she said that and then proceeded to cut the cake. But guys, she was gonna cut her cake, and therefore, I know what I said in my tweets. I take it back. I'm a human being. Initially, that response, I was like, huh. But then I watched it twice, thrice, quadruple, pentagonal, I don't know, whatever. I watched it 5 times, and then I realized that nothing in Zama's response came from a place of trying to dismiss Angel. I think she was like, I really want to talk to you about that, because there's something I think you should know, and that was that we share something very similar. And let's just then leave the harboring of that, because she said then she's going to God and something about that releasing what their potential is, whatever. Where I saw Zama as a meanie and the real undercover villain was when they started playing a game. And the game then involved someone here is a, funny person. Someone here is this. Now, the ones that really raised an eyebrow to me was when they said someone here is a pathological liar. And I was like, damn, ain't that Nonku? The one that bothered me, because I didn't care about the others, the one that bothered me is when they said someone here faked her own hijacking. And then now mind you, before that one came out, the card that came out was someone here pretended to be like bought a car and it wasn't bought, and obviously that was directed at Nonku. But now when Amy, where you should have shut up your mouth was when you're like, yeah, we saw that on the blogs. Amy, baby, sweetie, like when they say someone faked buying herself a car or someone faked being bought a car, and everyone was like, and then Nanka was like, yeah, I don't know why the blog said that. We all know that car was fake. She was like, no, in hindsight, I realized now that it wasn't bought for me. No, nonks, we know you, girl. You a lot of things, but you ain't no damn truth teller. Even God know that. Even God ain't on your side with that. But then Amy, you, yeah, I saw it on the blogs. What happened? I went now. I was passing out. Like I did 2 years. I went. What happened with that? And I'm like, Amy, no. Amy proceeded to kind of ask a question, which I think set Nonku off. Because Nonku was like, no, I heard that you bought yourself the car was fake. And Nonku was like, no, it wasn't. But then in hindsight, yabo. And then when the whole someone here faked her own hijacking, Nonku was like, yeah, man, I remember that story. We all do nonks. It's because Amy told that story. But then ngabona uZama amehlo ke sewashintsha iba ngathi enye inyoka nje, and she was like, I'm not gonna lie when Nonku said, yeah, I heard, I saw that on the blog. Kind of who was, oh, it was who? Woo! I'm not a good person. Not. I'm just a TV recap queen. Like, that's all I'm good at. Like, I'm not good at being at the forefront of people's opinions, but I am good at giving these opinions and allowing myself to be true honest. But Amy, you deserve that, and I'm so serious. Oh, baby, you deserve that. No, I'm not laughing at the issue. I'm laughing at Nonku going, yeah, man, I remember that. And now your first interaction is then now tainted with that. What you should have done was sit there and eat your damn food, mama. Like, should have ate your damn food. Like, you came straight for Nonku. Yeah, what happened with that? I guess then Nonku inadvertently got her lick back. But essentially, that's what's been happening for the past 3 episodes. Now, I want you to comment down below, who do you guys think is the villain? And who do you guys think is the real villain? Because I can bet you $100 that even with the situation with Maria and Angel, where Angel kind of got caught in a lie, which I think was also kind of weird. I was like, girl, I don't know, but when there was a whole little scuffle with Maria, and she's like, yeah, but you lied. And it's like, did I lie? There's private conversations. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? I don't even know you. But then Maria lied and said she knew her for 6 months. And then, like, but you could tell this was a little bit more orchestrated than we like to believe. But somebody here is lying. And for some strange reason, I feel like at some point or the other, Angel might reveal who the real liar is. But she did admit to lying about certain aspects of her friendship with Maria. My chat is, who do you think is the villain? And who do you think is the real villain? Because I'm gonna bet my money that Angel's the show villain, but something about Zama tells me that she's gonna come guns blazing. And she might just be the real villain. Oh, Zama, I'm watching you. Zama, no, I'm watching you. Angel, I'm watching you, but you making it easy to watch you, mama, because you out here doing some bullshit every episode anyway. So, I mean, I got you. Zama, I'm watching you. Anyway, guys, comment down below and let me know who your favorite housewife of this season is. Comment down below on who's your least favorite and why you think so. Comment down below if you think that I've done an inaccurate overview analysis of the first 3 episodes. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next episode of the TV recap of the Real Housewives of Durban. Let's go.